welcome, welcome, welcome for another episode of the Wellness Warriors. I'm super excited for our beautiful guests and really my friends, and also now my collaborators that I get to collaborate with and what we're going to be announcing today. So Warriors, stay tuned because this is truly for you. And it is for anyone who's listening to this podcast because what we're bringing forward and what we're announcing. And this is the first time I've ever done an announcement of something that's launching in a big way for a podcast episode. So I want to hand it on over to the beautiful Allie, who I really feel saw the vision of the collaborative effort of all of these incredible women. And we also have Rachelle on, who is a beautiful gem. And I'm going to share with Allie because, well, do the honors, Boo. Announce what are we going to get into?
Well, sure. I feel like any of us could jump in and do the honors because this journey to wellness has been such a mission of all three of us for such a long time in different ways. And that's what I think is so cool about this trio, this triangle, this partnership is what we all bring collectively, collaboratively, individually. And so I'm Allie. If you ask my mom and dad, my real name is Alicia. So if mom and dad, you're listening, they're like, why did you change your name? I didn't. I shortened it. But so the Cleanse Club is this announcement that we want to make to everyone out there in the airwaves. And the Cleanse Club came about, it was birthed a long time ago, but it actually came to fruition and had a name, let's go with 6 months ago-ish, 6 months ago to a year. And how it all came together was this incredible book and this incredible human. His name is Dr. Chris Doray, and he's local to Michigan. He is the assistant principal at my kid's school, but he is also just this wealth of knowledge when it comes to detoxing the body from chemicals and toxins. And he shares his own journey in this book called The Detox Memoir. I read it. My life was changed. I shared it. The people I shared it with, their lives were changed. Rachelle read it in a book club setting. We decided to do a book club. And from there, it just snowballed. And Rachelle called me and said, we got to do more with this. And this is the beauty of community and a village and a tribe. And I said, I want to do more with this. I just don't know when. And she said, well, now we're doing this now. This is happening now. And I was like, oh, okay, it's happening now. It's a little bit scary, but let's do it. So we jumped in, and the Cleanse Club is now launching with the three of us because this vision came together of seasonal cleanses. And how can we work with the body and address what the body needs in each season? So we're in winter right now when we're recording this, and the body requires different things. We're a little bit in more slow mode. We need more vitamin D. There's different things we need each season. And so we will be coming together, the three of us, and starting in January, which we'll get into the details, and I'll let these girls jump in. That's just kind of the medium version of how it came to be.
I love it so much. And Rachelle, I know you had a really big, exciting, impactful story when you did the detox, and that really jump started an even bigger initiative to take this to a much larger level and share it with everybody. So I would love for you to share because, again, we're going to be addressing our cleanses seasonally. However, I would love for you to share a little bit of the story that came forward for you and the experience you had when you did the liver detox.
Thank you,
that
Lindsay.
is in the Detox Memoir.
So it was really interesting. My health over this last year has been quite a journey. So starting in September of last year, I was sick every single month, and I realized it probably January, February of this year. And I was like, wow, I've been sick with something every single month. And then also, I am very challenged with uterine fibroids, which I know is something that a lot of women struggle with. So Allie had announced this book club that she was doing, and I don't know what it was, but I was just drawn to it. So this was March, April, and I read the book, and I was just so pulled in. It's just such an incredible book, and I have been in the more holistic healing wellness world for 10 years now. And there were so many things that he talked about in such an approachable way that just totally blew my mind. I had no idea. And so I decided in May to do the liver flush, like on my own. Well, I did it with my partner, but I didn't necessarily have like a supportive community with me. It was just like, I need to do this. And so I did the cleanse and I passed multiple gallstones, but one specifically the size of a robin's egg. Like it was crazy. For those of you that are thinking it comes out of your butt, does not come out of, you don't pee it out. And it just felt like this little turd that came out. And I was like, oh my God, what just came out of me? And I scooped it up and I was like dissecting it because I just thought it was the coolest thing. I was like, oh my God, I have like pictures and everything. So anybody wants to see them. But since then, so I did that in May. Since then, my periods have drastically changed. For those of you that suffer from fibroids, you know that bleeding can be really heavy. So that's still somewhat of an issue, but I have pretty much no cramps. They're almost like non-existent. PMS symptoms are really minimal, which I feel super lucky compared to what things were like 5-6 years ago. But also I've been sick, I think maybe once. Well, I know for sure once, maybe twice since May. And so I just think that in itself is just absolutely incredible. And then I started to share my story, along the lines of what Allie had mentioned. And so many women were like, I want to do this. I don't know what this is, but I really want to do it. And so I was like, Allie, I'm going to do this. And she's like, don't do it without support. So she came on and it was great. We just, we talk about poop a lot, which is awesome. It's funny. I think back to college and I used to that's when I really got into my fiber game. And my roommates from college will tell you that I talked about poop and farting all the time. So I think this is really only appropriate that that the three of us have come together and we just talk about bodily functions.
Yeah, I remember we were in a Bible study at the time and you were in my kitchen talking about having gone through, and I also got to see you sick every single week. You showed up and I was like, oh my goodness, my sweet friend is constantly under the weather, and being able to know that you're now taking what has impacted you and going to be able to bring even that and all the wisdom you have forward. And us, you guys, again, we will have private Facebook groups. So let's get into a little bit of the details, because what she was sharing, there will be access to having the intimate conversations about what it is that we're expelling. If and when, because it really is a when thing, when we are passing anything, whether it be parasites or stones or any sort of experience that you may be going through. And as someone who has detoxed a lot, it is so powerful when you are able to share that and see and witness and also be inspired to keep going by what other people in the community. I learned about the Detox Memoir through the medical medium pathway. There was someone in a cohort with me that put me onto him, and it was such a powerful experience to go through. However, it was more amplified to be able, and I know it will be in the future, to be able to go through with people, to be able to have support rather than feeling like you're a lone soldier out there doing it alone. Rachelle, if you want to plug in, you may want to. It's telling me you have 20%. I don't even know how that happens, but I just want to let you know. I've never seen that before. Allie, do you want to give some details? Because we're beginning January 21st. Or either one of you ladies, I don't mind, but we are beginning January 1st for our kidneys and adrenal segment, which is going to be 5 weeks focused on our kidneys and adrenals. And I would love for you guys to share a little bit more about what people can expect. I shared that we are going to have a private Facebook group, of course, and there's a bit more. And I also really want to spotlight that you can come in for a singular cleanse. So you could choose a season and come in and cleanse with us, or you can upgrade and do the whole year, and you'll save a little bit of money if you want to buy that. And I know I'm someone who I'm like, if I throw the money down, if I make the investment, I'm way more likely to show up for all seasons, because otherwise I can talk myself out like, oh, it's the summertime and I'm going to be going. And is this the right time? And I'll miss the opportunity because I didn't commit when I felt it in my belly. Definitely a great option for us as we move forward. And warriors, we'd love to have you join. There's more than enough time. And I would love for you ladies to explain what it is that we're going to provide when they are coming alongside of us.
Sure. I will jump in, and then definitely I would love Rachelle to chime in as well. And then Lindsay, you as well. So I love what you said too about committing to the whole thing, because it is a journey and we need to get out of the quick fix mindset. The body takes a while to heal. And if you think about it's been a lifetime of toxicity, a lifetime of maybe eating the wrong foods or taking antibiotics or birth control or medications and things that are weighing down the filtration systems of the body. And I don't think we often think about the filters of the body. We don't go about our day thinking about the filters of our body. But a great analogy for the wellness warrior community listening to this, and anybody listening to this, is that we take our car in for an oil change, right? And we're not going to go in and put clean oil on top of dirty oil, because that wouldn't make any sense, right? And so this is actually a great segue to supplements. You can supplement all day long, but you're just going to be wasting your money. Don't waste your money. Clean out your dirty filter, clean out your dirty oil first. And that is what the three of us are doing. We are talking to you very candidly about how to keep the filtration systems of the body open. And we talk a lot about lymphatic system. We talk a lot about, obviously poop, as Rachelle already segued, but we need to get these things out of the body in order to restore the body and help the body come back into homeostasis. So if you want to jump into the winter cleanse, that's great. We want you to. Please do. But the encouragement to be a part of the whole season, or each of the seasons, the whole year rather, is to benefit you. And to really take a deep dive, make this commitment to your health. When we kick off January 1st, we're going to keep it easy for you. It's always going to be a Tuesday night. So clear your schedule on Tuesday nights. It's always going to be in the evening. And guess what? The best part is that it's virtual, which means if you live in Canada, jump in. If you live in Ontario, or wait, I already said Canada, Oregon, trying to think of another location. If you live in wherever, Delaware, I'm just naming things that come to my brain. You can join us. And so it's Tuesday evenings and it's 5 weeks. So 5 weeks to focus specifically on kidneys, adrenals, immune system. And then in the spring, we'll jump back into the liver and the gallbladder protocol. The entire time, though, you guys, each season, we're going to be talking so much about the whole body. So even though we specifically kind of target and amplify one system of the body, we will be talking about the whole body. So the 21st is when we kick off. And then each Tuesday night for 5 weeks, we join together by Zoom in community. And then, as Lindsay mentioned, the Facebook community is where you can ask questions, share experiences, just really lean on each other. And then we also did have an in-person meetup following the first round of the cleanse this last fall/winter when we went into it. There may be some of that in the future. There will be some of that in the future. There's just a lot to come. And you guys are jumping on, as Lindsay says, when the train is just leaving. This train is just leaving the track, and we want you on it with us. So there's my kind of spiel, and I want to hear from you girls too.
Yeah, I want to say something in there too, because the powerful part as well is when you talk about the layered effect. And when we're doing this in a systematic approach. So with the targeted education that will be on specific systems is powerful. And you're going to get the layered effect, like a parfait, if you will, where it's going to build. So your knowledge base, especially if you feel like, I don't know a thing about cleansing, or if you're someone who's done a ton of cleanses, like I have cleansed and with naturopaths, more than one, and gone into detox programs. And I am always adding another layer. I'm far from knowing everything. None of us, not one of us would say that we are all knowing. And as we go through, so the beautiful part is that each system is going to teach you more about your body, about the modalities that you can use to a really beneficial part. And when we have those 5 weeks, there is a break in between. So it isn't a year of every single Tuesday. There will be time in between each system, each season, if you will, where we'll be, really leaning into ingraining the practices that we've learned, really, taking in the wisdom, applying some other holistic modalities that are going to be taught. So you'll be able to build the habits of what is taught alongside of the program. You're going to get a supportive guide. So you'll have that there. You'll have access to the three of us and answering your questions. which is something that is very important as well, because sometimes you do have those moments where, you know, something comes up that you'd like a deeper explanation. And if you aren't able to make a session, if you're unable to make a Tuesday evening with us, you're going to get the recording. So the recording is there both as, hey, my kids had something come up, or, I had an event or I had to work late. It's also there because if you're like me, when you hear something, you're like, I want to hear that again. I want to take better notes. I want to go back and listen. And so you're going to be able to get that. And it's going to be, a digestible since we're talking about cleansing, a digestible amount of time. So we're looking to have meetings that are 60 minutes, and that's 1 hour of your evening once a week. For 5 weeks, that's 5 total hours when you conceive what it's going to do. And in this next round, we're actually going to cleanse times 2. We're going to provide 2 opportunities. So you could jump on one or the other for your kidneys and adrenals. It's a 1-day cleanse for this system. Or if you're like me, you're going to do round 1 with everybody. And 1 week later, you're going to do round 2 because you're like, well, what's better than 1 scoop? 2. Rachelle, what would you like to add in here, sweet sister?
I love all of that. All of it. The thing that came up when both of you were talking, but first, Lindsay, when you were talking about optimizing your health, when we listen to the testimonies of the women from the last group, it's like optimizing your life, really, and that was like the first thing that came to me. As soon as you said that, I was like, it's more clarity, it's sleeping better, it's better connections in your relationships. It's like, it's more motivation at work or your career or whatever it is that you do. I mean, it's like literally all of the things. And I know both of you know that. And so that's what's so powerful about it. The other thing, and I know we've talked about it a little bit, is how people hear cleanse or detox or whatnot, and they think that, they need to change their entire diet and they're not going to eat food for 2 weeks and all these things. Now, there are juices though that we're going to do because Lindsay is the juice queen. And so we'll be adding in those nourishing elements as well. But this isn't so much a change of your diet, although we do talk about nutrition and reading food labels and adding in those, like the supplemental information, because it's super, super important. But this is really, as like Lindsay and Allie had mentioned, that it's about really learning how your systems work and how your body works to optimize your health, to optimize your life. But then it's just like a 1-day thing. And then, you're flushing out, you're keeping your systems of elimination open so that when you do a juice cleanse, or that when you add in supplements, or when you change your nutrition, that your body can actually absorb all of that efficiently and effectively. Because if you're like detoxing or cleansing, or, a lot of people do the juice cleanse and then they're like, I don't necessarily feel as great as I thought I was supposed to. And it's because your body can't actually get rid of the toxins because it's all backed up. So that's like one of the main foundational pieces of what we're helping you with, is like literally to get all the poop out, but like to get all of the toxins, to get all of it out, so that everything that you're bringing into your body and all of the goodness that you're bringing in can actually do the things that it's meant to do. So I'd say those are like the main things that I wanted to add into that.
Yeah. And you said something there as well when you were talking about how it will enhance the life overall. And we know that, and if you don't know, now you'll know that your gut health has a direct connection to your mental health. And so when we are in everything that we do, every single season is going to be improving your gut health by default. Even if it isn't the system we're focusing on, you're going to have gut health, like an increase and yes, better output, as Rachelle likes to talk about the poop. And we're going to be putting in better quality things, and we're going to be opening the pathways, and the foods that we're going to be eating, the small changes we're going to be making are all going to benefit your gut health, which will, without question, optimize and amplify your overall health. So this cleanse is for any and everyone. You have 0 experience required. You can be brand baby new. You could be sipping out a Coca-Cola. I'm not coming after you. I'm simply saying you could be drinking a Coke or eating fast food while listening to this and like, I couldn't do that, it isn't for me, it is absolutely for you. You can be brand new, never have cleansed a day in your life, never even thought about it or thought you needed it. And if you're experiencing some things like any kind of fatigue, if you have, foggy brain, mental clarity, if you're having problems sleeping, if you're low energy, if you're battling any sort of itis that they have spoken over you, if you're challenged with any form of immunity, if you are someone who has hormone dysfunction or dysregulation, if you're dealing with thyroid issues, if you're someone who has a problem sweating, if you are any one of these and a whole load more, I promise this is for you. And if you are an experienced person who has walked through doing cleanses and detox programs, and you have really put the work in, it is also for you because your wisdom is going to be so powerful within the circle. So I'll say thank you in advance for bringing that with you. And in the community, being able to have the focus time and being able to really discuss and dissect these different systems. And most importantly, even I who I've spent thousands of hours and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, truthfully, in programs and coaches and doctors and supplementation and all of those things. What we are really doing that is very unique is we are addressing this seasonally. We are looking from an Ayurvedic perspective, and we are genuinely taking into account where we are seasonally so that we honor the system of our body that is intended to be as the spotlight, if you will. And that's something that I know makes us very unique. I have worked with practitioners for more than 1 year at a time. And so I have had them where they'll address parasites more in the summertime because that's when they're in higher activity. You're going to see that we're going to do many of those same things. However, I've addressed all different systems at different times of the year with zero interest or application to the season. It was where I was in protocol. And I think that's what makes us very unique is that we're going to be really moving with Mother Gaia and ensuring that we're honoring what we all know is impactful for our body because we all feel different in the winter than we do in the summer. We all have different sensations, and that isn't simply because there's more or less sun or there's snow on the ground based on where you live. It's because, like the moon, which changes the gravitational pull, the seasons impact us too. And it is something that will make a difference in each system as we address it. So I think that's something that makes us really unique. There are 2 ways to sign up right now, and I'll have Allie share her links. You can do them on either one. It really doesn't matter. Y'all end up in the same space. And if you are familiar with the Wellness Warrior Collective.com, if you're familiar with our website, you can go to collections and you can see that under the Cleanse Club. There's a collection for all the things that we are doing with the Cleanse Club, both what's present now and what is to come. And you can also click the program tab. If you click the programs tab, you're going to see you can come into this program. You can select the program and you'll see 2 options as we shared, duplicated with the links that Allie shares too. We'll put all of this in the show notes. And you can click on either I'm coming in for the season, that's my level of commitment, or I'm in it for the year, friends. Warriors, I'm going for a year. And if that's what you're doing, you're going to save a little bit of money, of course, because that's our celebration of you for choosing to go all in on you. And we want to say preemptively, thank you. Thank you for trusting us to come alongside of us. Thank you for bringing your wisdom into the community too, because again, we are far from all knowing. We are eager to learn and we are excited to support you. So Allie, you want to share with them for those that are from the Sunshine group where they may find this information, because we know those friends are often also circling. We like to say we're a big old melting pot. Not a plot, a pot, a big old melting pot. And so between Aloe and Alchemy and Sunshine, oh, my beautiful Sunshine sister, and Sunny Side Up Wellness, yes, all things there. We want to make sure wherever you're comfortable, whatever platform or website you're familiar with it, you know where you can sign up and join us this year.
Well, and maybe you said plot because we have it on our mind that we want a plot of land with soil that's actually rich in nutrients, right? You were just bringing it full circle to like the dream and the vision where we pull in our other sister from IE Kawa and have property in Costa Rica, all the things. Okay, so anyways, not to go down that rabbit hole, but okay, first I'll give you the website. And then I want to mention one more thing and kind of circle back, Lindsay. So get out your pen, your note section of your phone, whatever you use. It's pretty easy to remember. My personal website where you can sign up is sunnyandholistic.com. So sunnyandholistic.com, and then do a little backslash the cleanse club. sunnyandholistic.com /the cleanse club. When you go there, you'll see your two options to do just the winter cleanse or join us for the annual. Again, you'll save a little bit of money by doing the annual, and you'll be making that commitment to yourself. I did want to say from a financial standpoint, what's required, because you might be thinking, oh, am I going to need a fancy juicer? Or do I need a blender? Or what kind of supplies am I going to need? Just know, no, you don't need anything fancy. You need yourself. And we're going to be talking about produce to purchase. We'll be giving you lists. We'll be giving you ideas. You can do the fancy route. You can get the higher end juicer and blender, or we're going to teach you just how to use what you have. And that's the beauty. We want to meet you where you're at. Okay. And then the other thing I wanted to mention is I come from a long line in the wellness industry, of knowing the power of an accountability buddy. And we are going to be your community. We are your sisters in this. We will walk through this with you. But if you have someone in your household to do this with, grab your hubby, grab your wife, grab your sister, grab your son, grab somebody and do it with them. I had a vision of like grabbing a stranger on the street and being like, you're doing this with me.
Come on.
And Kroger.
I mean, that would be me. That would be me.
That would be you, totally. And Rachelle. I feel like Rachelle will talk.
100%.
But like, so just somebody to compare notes with and pray with and walk through this walk with, you're going to be more successful. But we are also your community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it is powerful. There is power in leading. And so when you bring someone to their most optimized wellness because you say, come do it with me, there's a reward times two, because you get it for your physical body, and your emotional body gets to be the person who invited someone to amplify their wellness. And that is a gift. It's a gift within itself to be the conduit to someone becoming a healthier version of themselves. So we thank you in advance for bringing a friend, bringing a family member, whoever it may be, alongside of you, because we know it will support you, and it will also add to the larger collective, this beautiful community. And so with that, we hope to see you in 2025. Winter 2025 begins January 21st. You have more than enough time. Rachelle, anything else you'd like to add
many nuggets of gold
before we say goodbye?
In this short time. I mean, I expect nothing less. I mean, the foundation of the club is the three words that came to us were educate, support, empower. And there's so much in each of those things, but it's about this education piece and how important that is. And that's why we bring in the Detox Memoir. That's why we bring in reading materials, because you can do the flush, you can do the cleanse, you can pass stones, you can do all of these things. But the power in knowing what is going on in your body is, I don't want to say priceless, but like, it is so powerful. Like, I mean, I'm kind of obsessed with it and like learning all the things. And that's why, like, the three of us, why it makes so much sense that we've come together, because we all have that passion and learning what truly is going on in your body. You know, Allie said as we were getting on this call, I always come back to Mercury. And that's something that we don't talk about enough. And we will talk about it in every cleanse and what that means. But it's like, for me, I'm adding a little bit more, but like for me, learning about like where my fibroids came from, or how fibroids like grow, or all of these things, and it stems back to the liver. So when I passed stones, I was like, oh, this makes so much sense that my liver's not working optimally. Is that, yeah, I think that's how you say it. Okay, great. Yeah, okay. I was like, I don't know if that sounded right when it came out of my mouth.
That's the word.
But it just, for me, it's like that, the light at the end of the tunnel, if you will, like that light bulb moment, like, oh, I understand how this is all happening, so that when I make decisions, that I'm making decisions with that education piece. It's not just, I should take this supplement because this should help with my liver. It's like, no, I'm actually cleaning it all out, and then I support my liver. So I just wanted to add in that little piece, but I'm very excited for like this triangle partnership. Maybe the triangle should be somewhere on this page. We talk about it so much, but it's like each of us bring together so much experience It's like, I feel like I'm like Madonna right now. I'm like, yeah, exactly. And we've stated this before, but I'm going to state it live that we are going to take this cleanse club globally. We have the power to do that. And Ontario and Canada. Yes.
Ontario and Canada.
Yes.
Apologies to our Canadian friends.
We do know Ontario
we
is
do
in
know they're both
Canada.
the same.
But it's like the passion that we have to help more people, and the amount of people that I have met now that have gallbladder problems, like just from doing this. And I literally just had a conversation with someone. She was about to have her gallbladder removed this past Friday, and her partner reached out to me and was like, "Hey, what is the information?" Knowing that like we did this, she ended up passing stones and believes that this works and is not getting her gallbladder removed. I was like, your life will be so much better moving forward because you didn't do this. Now, I am not a doctor. I'm not going to pretend to be a doctor. None of us are, except Allie when she graduates will be a naturopathic doctor, but the power to heal naturally, and that's what we're helping people do, that you can take that power back and learn how to do this. And there's a place for Western medicine. There's a place for all of it, but you have more power than you realize.
Yes. Amen to that. And you guys, we're going to tackle the taboo. We're going to absolutely amplify, because knowledge is power. We know this is 100% true. And we also, the disclaimer is that we are guides for you. So you are the actual practitioner, because you're going to be the listener. You're going to be the observer. We're going to be the information sharer, if you will. And so again, if you have any questions, because none of this is medical advice, we are going to be teaching from a place of personal practice and experience. And you, again, are guided towards a medical practitioner of choice if there is something that is happening within you. We are going to be guides as we address different systems in our bodies seasonally to optimize our health and community. And that's what we're going to do. So, ladies, I love each and every one of you. I'm excited for what's to come to you. And
thank you.
Yes, absolutely. And warriors, share this episode with someone that you love. That can be a beautiful gift to rock in the new year with. So share it with someone that you love. And so much more is coming forward for you. And with that, we will bid you goodbye. Goodbye, beautiful. Bye, warrior.